Remember that Camnet TV is not just another channel.
President Dr. Edgar Lungu and the PF have consistently produced bumper harvests of over 3.5 million tons to make Zambia food secure. Early distribution of inputs through the Farmer Input Support Program is another key milestone achieved by President Lungu and the PF. Vote for Edgar Chagwa Lungu and the PF that have brought you change.
And now the Midday news in detail. An 18-year-old Lusaka stray bullet victim, Angela Mwana, who was shot in the leg by a Zambia Army officer earlier last year, has begun walking with the help of crutches. A check by Camnet News found Angela learning to walk, a development that has excited her family. Angela, who could not walk after the accident, was only able to undergo an operation in February 2021 after Camnet Television aired her story, which saw well-wishers contributing towards her medical bills. And Angela's father says he has lost hope in ever getting justice for his daughter, adding that neither the Ministry of Home Affairs nor the Zambia Army has claimed responsibility for the accident. Our staffer, Prudence Jota, has been following the story and now reports.
Her story touched the heart of many people, including those living outside Zambia. Her struggles came to light after Camnet News aired a story in December of 2020 where a family was seeking $1,800 to help her buy an intramedullary rope that was needed to have her undergo surgery. Angela was a victim of a slave bullet shot by one of the army officers who were sent in the area for a joint operation with the Zambian police. 9 months from the time of the accident, the victim received no help from government and her condition kept worsening.
Nawadeki na wa Zambia Army. Penza mkala nyumba ili kumbuyo oku. Panayamba kuponya mfuti zao. Mana inabwela kumugilira pado. Penza uchosa tumalasha. Penza upeleka mu nyumba. So ndemo amene inabwela mwana ya mugilira mfuti. So pamene wanaona kupeza ati bonzo inapuka nyika. Inabwela wamuika tsini. So nimpeza ma challenges ambiri.
But after several contributions from well-wishers, Angela underwent a successful operation and is now able to walk with the help of crutches. The development is a step closer for the 18-year-old girl to have a normal life back and complete her education, which was disrupted by these incidents.
Awe nne wa madamu niwonga ziko muuli wamene wananitandizirako na wenango wananitandizira awe ziko mu mazionera mwana uyu amba utamkirako sure ziko mu kwambiri.
In all this, one question still remains: will this family ever see justice for the pain caused by this accident? Or will this case die a natural death, since those in authority do not seem interested in the life of this poor girl? Prudence Jota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, has banned independent aspiring candidates from using other political party symbols when campaigning for the August elections. ECZ Chief Electoral Officer Patrick Nshindano, at a media briefing held in Lusaka Sunday morning, said an independent candidate should not be associated with any political party, as doing so goes against the country's constitution. Meanwhile, 5 presidential aspiring candidates who paid the 95,000 kwacha nomination fee will not be able to appear on the ballot for failure to complete the pre-processing of presidential supporters.
The list is narrowing as 5 aspiring presidential candidates who paid the 95,000 kwacha nomination fee will not appear on the ballot come 12 August 2021. Among the aspiring presidents who've dropped from the list is Lazarus Chisela from the Zambian United for Sustainable Development, Nelson Insoni from All People's Congress Party, Pastor Peter Chanda from New Congress Party, Masuwa Kaliba, an independent candidate, and lastly Felix Mutati from the Movement for Democratic Congress MDC, who has since formed an alliance with the United Party for National Development UPND. At a briefing held in Lusaka, the Electoral Commission of Zambia has since appealed to all political parties to adhere to the COVID-19 preventive guidelines even as they campaign in this year's elections.
Allow me to quickly speak to the COVID-19 standard operating procedures. The Commission will continue to make a clarion call to all political party stakeholders to seriously adhere to COVID-19 standard operating procedures. Members of the Technical Committee in Lusaka have been monitoring the conduct of stakeholders during the pre-processing of supporters, and we are really happy with the levels of adherence. We will continue with the stakeholder engagements as we get into the different stages of the electoral activities.
Meanwhile, Mr. Shindano has announced that nominations for all electable officers will start tomorrow, 17th May 2021.
So all those provinces that are incomplete, the respective presidential candidates will have to bring the supporters to Lusaka, and they will be processed, if they do manage, on the day of nomination filing in. With reference to the election calendar, we will start receiving nominations for all electable officers starting tomorrow as follows. So presidential candidates, as was earlier communicated to, this will commence tomorrow from 17th to 20th May 2021.
And ECZ has banned independent aspiring candidates from using other political party symbols when campaigning in this year's August general elections.
There is a provision under our laws for independent candidates, and in fact the guiding provision is found under Article 1 of the Constitution. And as the name details, an independent candidate should not be affiliated to any political party, because if that were the case, then such a candidate would not be independent. And so it would be a serious anomaly for an independent candidate to either associate himself or herself with another political party.
As nominations for presidential candidates commences tomorrow, 17th May 2021, running mates are expected to accompany their presidents and have the same qualifications and requirements as those of the presidential candidate. With everyone anticipating to know who the running mates are for all political parties, Monday will indeed go down as an historical day in the calendar of Zambia. Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Vice President INONGE WINA has announced that she will not be President Edgar Lungu's running mate during the 2021 elections. In a media statement, the 80-year-old Zambian Vice President explains that it is high time she handed over the baton of leadership to others. Ms. WINA explains that age is not on her side, but clarifies that she will, however, take up other roles in the political arena. The Vice President, meanwhile, maintains that she will continue supporting President Edgar Lungu and the PF government's projects and programs until projects and programs are implemented. Ms. WINA was elected together with President Edgar Lungu in 2015, following a by-election which arose from the demise of the then Zambian President Michael Chilufya-Sata.
It is now time to pass the baton. I have reached a stage in my political journey where I need to take a different role that will see a new generation of leaders take charge of the affairs of our country. Especially now that stability has been restored in our party by His Excellency, the President of our party. I wish to take this time to commend our party President, Dr. Edgar Lungu, for the able leadership exhibited since he took over the top position. Countrymen, women and the youth, I wish to inform the nation that I have communicated to the President of the Republic, Dr. Edgar Lungu, on the decision that I have taken not to be considered as a running mate in the August 2021 general elections.
In other news, Northwestern Provincial Agricultural Coordinator in the Ministry of Agriculture, Muyobe Shimamale, says government through the Food Reserve Agency, FRA, will soon commence the purchase of about 40,000 metric tons of white maize during the 2020-2021 marketing season in the province. Mr. Shimamale also disclosed that farmers will soon start depositing their 400 kwacha contribution in readiness for the distribution of inputs under the Farmer Input Support Program FISP for 2021-2022 farming season. He was speaking when he closed the kick-off training for the second group of the Ministry of Agriculture staff from ECL'S, Mwinlunga, Manyinga and Solwezi district under community-based smallholder irrigation ECL'S development project held at Chakofuma Farm Institute in Solwezi district. The Provincial Agricultural Coordinator further called on his staff in the province to encourage farmers to adopt irrigation farming technologies, especially after receiving the training from ECL'S project.
Learning through practice is what these agriculture staff are doing here. After concluding the kick-off training in irrigation development, they are confident to implement the community-based smallholder irrigation ECL'S development project.
What we have learned will not end here. I'm sure, especially the camp extension officers, when they go back to their respective camps, we expect them to implement and put into practice what they have learned during this workshop.
Project is quite impressive. We have acquired a lot of knowledge, so to say, and we expect when we go back, we teach our farmers on how to implement this.
Farmers are equally excited with the project.
Tubena kusanta bingi kubajaika kwa mwingiro mukatampe yeba ingira. Tubena kusanchira bingi kafurumende wetu kwa mwingiro mukatampe yeba ingira. Kwa kuya kwitu pangirano mawuya yetu nanchi mwane kibena kwitu tunda ikamiwane bakwetu banjimi kwa mamba tuingire kyakosa bingi.
As part of motivating the officers from ECL'S, Mwinilunga, Manyinga and Solwezi districts, the team toured Solwezi district model irrigation site in Sandangombe.
We have about 22 beneficiaries on this scheme. So now the way they are managing it is in such a way that they have portions per household.
This is our target group in this model site. So what we need from now and going ahead, we need a lot of trainings here in Sandangombe so that we are able to train these women to be able to look after their children. We know that the children under 5, they need good nutrition.
And gracing the closure of the kick-off training for the second group, which was split into two because of COVID-19, Northwestern Provincial Agriculture Coordinator Muyobe Shimamale updated his officers.
FRA is getting in position to begin purchasing white maize from farmers. I think they're going to purchase about 40,000 metric tons from this province. So there are a lot of activities going on. Let us ensure that irrigation agriculture also finds its place in this entire scenario. Let us ensure that our farmers also take it up and adopt this technology, especially with this kind of training that we are receiving.
ECL'S is a 5-year project being funded by Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, in partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture. Krivach Tuta, reporting in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province.
President Edgar Lungu has named Professor Nkandou Luo as his running mate in the August 12, 2021 general elections. The head of state has described Professor Luo as intelligent and a tough leader with vast experience in the political space. He has since called on all political party members to respect his choice and support the candidature of Professor Luo. The professor was, until the dissolution of Parliament, Minister of Livestock and Member of Parliament for Munali constituency. Well, that news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Midday News, but before we go, the headlines once again. VEEP INONGE WINA bids farewell, says she no longer intends to be ECL'S running mate. ECZ cautions independents against using other party symbols and political regalia. Thank you for joining me. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Continue watching Camnet TV, not just another channel. Good afternoon.